Shri GURUBHYO NAMAHA. Welcome, respected friends, for our morning 5 programs of Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantrocharana, Upanishad Adhyayana, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, 6th, 7th mantras being very crucial, important, complete. Thoroughly we are studying. In that both bandhana, bandha, bondage is explained, as well as the moksha sadhana also indicated for the wise to recognize. Let us check our wisdom whether we are able to recognize the sadhanas that are hinted, indicated. Friends, we are doing our Vedic chanting to begin with. Rigveda Ashtama Mandala, 4th Anuvaka. Please take out. Om Athaveda Parayanam Rigveda Ashtama Mandalam Chaturtho Anuvaka. Om Yadindra Pragapagudang Nyagvahu Yasen Rubihi Sima Puro Nushuto Asya Navesi Prasardhaturvashe Yadvaru Merushame Shyavake Krupa Indramadaya Sacha Kandvasastva Brahma Vistoma Vahana Indrayachantyagahi Yatha Gauro Avakrutam Trushyannityaverinam Apitvena Prapitvetu Yamagahi Kanveshunu Sachapiba Mandantu Tvamagavan Indrendavo Radhodeyaya Sunvade Amushya Somamapi Bhashyamo Sutanjeshtam Tadhadhishe Saha Prachakre Sahasa Saho Bhavanja Manyumojasa Vishveta Indra Pratanayavo Yaho Nivruksha Ivayemire Sahasreneva Sachate Yaviyudha Yasta Anadupastudem Putram Pravargam Krunude Suvirye Dashnoti Nama Uktivihi Mabhe Mamashramishmograsya Sakhetava Mahatte Vrishno Abhichakshyam Kritam Pashyema Turvasham Yadum Navyamanosvigyam Vavase Vrushanadano Asya Roshate Madhva Sambruktaha Saragena Dena Vastu Yamehi Dravapiva Ashvirate Surupa Idgomagam Idindrate Sakha Shwatra Vayasa Sachate Sada Chandro Yati Sabhamupa Rushyo Natrushyannavapa Namagahi Piba Somam Vashagam Ano Nimeghamano Magavandivediva Ojishtam Dadishe Saha Advaryo Dravaya Tvam Somamindra Pipasate Upanonam Yuje Vrishana Richa Jagamavrutraha Swayam Chitsamanyate Dashurirjano Yatra Somasya Trumpase Idante Annam Yujyam Samokshitam Tasyehi Pradravapiva Ratheshtayadvaryavasso Mamindraya Sotana Adhi Bradhnasyadrayo Vichakshate Sunvanto Dashwadvaram Ubabhradhnam Vavata Vrishana Hari Indramapaso Pakshataha Arvancham Tva Saptayodhvar Ashriyo Vahantu Sabanedupa Prapushanam Vrunimhe Yujjaya Puruvasam सशक्र शिक्ष पुरुहूतनो दिया तुझे राये विमोचन सन्न शिशीहि भूरिजोरिवक्षुरं रास्वरायो विमोचन त्वेतन्नः सुवेदमुश्रियं वसूयं त्वम् इनोषिमर्त्यं वेमि त्वा पूषन् रुञ्जसे नेमि वेमि स्तोतव आगृणे ततस्य वेम्यरणं हि तद्वसो स्तुषे वज्राय साम्ने परागावो यवसङ्कच्चिदागृणे नित्यं रेक्नो अमर्त्य अस्माकं भूषन्न विधा शिवो भव मं हिष्ठो वाजसातये स्थूरं राधः शदाश्वं कुरुङ्गस्य दिविष्टिशो राज्ञस्त्वेषस्य सुभगस्य रातिषु पूर्वशेष्वमन्महि धीभिः सातानि काण्वस्य वाजिन प्रियमेधैरभिद्युभिः षष्टिं सहस्रानो निर्मजामजे निर्यूतानि गवां वृषिः वृक्षाश्चिन्मे अविपित्वे अरारुणुः गां भजन्त मेहनाश्वं भजन्त मेहना ॐ शान्ति शान्तिः शान्तिः. That is enough. Yes, today, friends, in our common sense thought, the discussion is key three things. How quickly we are bringing ourselves into the mood of spirituality. Then, how long we are maintaining that mood. Then, how much deeply, intensely we are utilizing that mood. Very important, very essential. Sometimes the spiritual mood may come by itself, punya phala, guru graha, or the vatavarana, the weather where we are. Like when we go to pilgrim place or a temple or an ashram or a saintly person's place or that person visits us. So these are the things which by themselves happen. Not much of our conscious effort. We are talking about our conscious effort to bring ourselves into adhyatmika mood. More than this, it cannot be told. You feel it, what it is meant. Sometimes the words lack, words won't explain. Then, how long I am maintaining that mood? Very essential. Again, that's also our effort and our glorious achievement. Third is important, how much we are utilizing that mood actually by doing the sadhana and ensuring that we are growing. This is called as the spiritual maturity, spiritual involvement. Again, what it calls for is again the same thing कि घूम फिरा के हमें वहीं आना पड़ता है कि to bring our mind into spiritual mood, maintain that mood and make use of it, necessarily we have to give the sufficient time for it, sufficient mind for it, sufficient love for it. Biggest challenge in our life is this only, that we are not able to manage, maintain our time properly. Qualitative time, what we mean, sufficient time for our spiritual life with all our freedom of may not be in big jobs, big responsibilities. Those are compelled by those duties, responsibilities. You know, उनका तो बेचारे गया वो life. Some people are given it, like you see the politicians. अरे यार ये 85, 90 years, still they can't talk, but they have to attend all meetings, make comments against the central or ruling party, and do all nonsense. अब देखो, Other people in business, some of them. I was watching that Mr. Tata, whatever his name, who died recently, a few months back. What an age he has got, and whole day you will have to go from one place to the other to sign the things to monitor. They are the self-invited, unfortunate people spiritually. They may be doing glorious work, not all intellectual justifications. Anybody does it. Okay. But spiritually viewed, self invoked misfortune, theirs. We are not talking about them. The others, you and I, who are relatively that way free. For us also, the biggest challenge, everyday challenge is able to give the qualitative time for the Adhyatmikata. Qualitative time, wherein with full Shraddha, with full Prema, Krishna, we are able to sit and do the things to be done. What is it? As long as we don't learn the art of that way, giving the time qualitative, we will not be able to start doing, will not be able to continue doing, will not be able to consistently, continuously doing the sadhana in the better and deeper manner. क्यों टाइम ही नहीं दे रहे. And mind you, in life, every job needs its quota of time to be given, love to be given, efforts to be put, isn't it? Even a mundane thing of making a tea or coffee, it needs its own time of 5 minutes or 8 minutes, जितना उसको लगता है. And you have to love to do that job, and you have to put the effort. It just doesn't happen automatically. Even all mixed tea or coffee nowadays, अब उसके लिए अपना टाइम लगता है. गर्म पानी करके, पानी गर्म इसमें डाल के उसको प्रॉपरली मिलाओ. It takes its own minimum time. And that type of ready-made things will have that type of train railway wala taste only. You know, when you patiently filter the coffee, add that wonderful quality milk, correct quantity of sugar, and then grate it or mix it, whatever you call it is. कॉफी को भी ना उसको बीटिंग कहते हैं, इसको बीटिंग द कॉफी. You have to beat it, then add, then do, then it will have taste. Small भोग it is, है ना. ये छोटा सा 2 मिनट 10 मिनट वाला भोग के लिए इतना है. And we give time for that, because we want to enjoy the world. Then for successfully doing every day and till the success ultimate is achieved. For yoga, for spirituality, don't we need to give qualitative time? It's an art, not that we don't have time. Please remember it. We are given time, plenty we have, but we are not able to think properly, understand properly, manage properly. There we have to find out where we are going wrong and what to do. Second point. Third is what? Again, it boils down to the same old thought. Why we are not able to qualitatively give time for our sadhanas, love for the sadhana? Because of, again, the third most important thing, that we have not yet set, listen carefully, we have not yet set the spiritual experience, the Paramarthika Anubhuti, the Paramatma Anubhuti as the goal and as the only goal. Both are important. As the goal and as the only exclusive goal. Varastume varniyah sa eva. This is the biggest problem for all of us with all our years of time given for these spiritual listenings. Anna, how many years we listened? How many Upanishads we heard in how many languages? How many times from how many Acharya speakers? That's not important. Important is how much into us this has entered, that the spiritual goal is the only goal for me, because it has to be, and it has to be like that, है ना? आध्यात्मिक तत्व ही लक्ष्य बनना है, क्योंकि वही सत्य है और कुछ बनने का गुंजाइश ही नहीं है. बट हैव वी कम टू दैट मेच्योर्ड लेवल? If this is so, the things, the earlier ones follow. When I love intensely, deeply my goal, and I am also restless to achieve it as soon as possible, then why will I not give the qualitative time for it, maximum time for it? If that is the case, then why will not I create the spiritual mood, maintain it, and use that at every cost and price, choicefully, joyfully? Isn't it? Think in ourselves. So these are all the intellectual lethargies as well as the accumulated inner vasanas, tamogunas, which do not allow us to do the sufficient thing to achieve these things. Now again this boils to the next thing only. What is that next one? If for having the Paramatma as the goal, the sufficient viveka and vairagya are required. Unless we do viveka and for ourselves deeply understand that this is worthy, this is greater, the spiritual goal, the other things are unworthy. All of them. Remember, all the non spiritual goals are in one palda. Spiritual is one. Iska vivek. Non spiritual means everything. Sarvadharman comes there. All of them are lesser, lower compared to the spiritual goal or achievement. This type of viveka, when it is not there, we will not choose Paramatma as the goal. Then we will never have the vairagya for the world. Because of that lack of vairagya for the world only, our love for Paramatma is not 100%. Therefore, we are not able to qualitatively give time for our sadhana. That's why we don't bother to bring our mind's mood to spirituality. Rather, even if such facilities are provided by our own earlier punya, we don't utilize them properly. We don't recognize even them. We don't even manage them. What? अपने आप मिलने वाले spiritual moods या spiritual opportunities. Freely an open camp or invitation has come. Or just time is free, mind is fresh. एकदम भागो घर से, go to some हरिद्वार, sit there 1 week, do sadhana and come. ऐसे करने से ही होता है. You can't bring Haridwar to your house, and you can't permanently stay in Haridwar because it cannot afford. Therefore, एक हफ्ते के लिए जाके आना. मौका है, कौन पूछ रहा है हमको? कोई नहीं पूछते. But then that lack of vairagya for the world pulls us back into the world. And such a petty paltry things के लिए second by second, minute by minute, time just oozes away and goes away. Meager, minimum. We half an hour we fight with the servant, with the mali. You understand? 20 minutes we make gappa with the neighbor or anybody who comes whom we receive out of obligation. And that fellow who comes thinks that having come to your house, he has really helped you. देखा मैं उनके घर जाके उनको entertain करके आया हूँ. See the funniest thoughts the most immature people have. Hmm. In this way, both of them waste their time. कोई बुलाए तो पूछना है, हम क्यों बुला रहे हो भाई? साधना है तो मैं आऊंगा. कोई घर आ रहे है तो भी 2 मिनट में निपट कर भागा, चाहे कोई भी हो. No, 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 no. These are all till we conquer, what's passing is our time. what are passing are our opportunities, and be attentive. This type of life, once it becomes habit, and obliging things, situations, and people, and giving value importance to the worldly things out of not having viveka vairagya. Once it is a habit, that will pull us totally away from spirituality, irrespective of our age, our association with the organizations or the masters or even the texts. देखते देखते ही वैसे खींच लेगा हमको दलदल, पता भी नहीं चलता कि we have lost the entire sight and lane and path, everything. Some of us though we come to class, but only come class mechanically out of obligation. The whole day, nothing of spiritual, even thought also coming. Whole day, 22 hours, except this 1 hour of. So that's all we have to diagnose, no, inside. Like you physically diagnose yourself and then find where I'm going wrong, how to set right. So you have to do spiritual diagnosis also. That why I'm spiritually diseased, means not doing sadhana spiritual is called spiritual disease. इन सबको जब तक जांच पड़ताल नहीं करते, खुद महसूस नहीं करते, we are not maturing. And then the appropriate remedies we have to apply. And that tension, that worry, that anxiety, that time is ending, isn't it? Like today's, if it is May 12th, 2025, means of this month, 4 months and 12 days have just gone by doing or not doing sadhana, qualitative. Like this, today also will go, tomorrow also will go. Few years, 10 years, 20, 30, you see, and day by day our capacities will get reduced only. That is why our masters million times tell and million times they fail, because million times we are not matured to attentively, deeply listen to them and analyze what they are saying. When they said Viveka, when they said Vairagya, when they said only Paramatma is the goal to be kept as goal, nothing else. वो चिल्ला चिल्ला के बेचारे वो उनका गला सूख जाकर चुप हो जाते हैं. We don't want to, isn't it? So all it starts with what? Maintaining ourselves in the spiritual mode, then continue creating, maintaining, making use of it. For that qualitative time we have to give, and that's possible only when we love spiritual goal deeply, intensely. That happens when we have vairagya for the world, and that happens when we continuously do the vivek. एक 2 मिनट के लिए हमारा विवेक काम करता है, तो वी गिव अप द वर्ल्ड, कम टू स्पिरिचुअलिटी. तो इसके बाद फिर हार जाते हैं हम, फिर विवेक ठप हो जाता है, देन वी गिव अप स्पिरिचुअलिटी, गो बैक, isn't it? From this stage, continuous viveka, continuous vairagya, continuous paramatma prapti lakshya, continuously giving the time, qualitative, continuously being in that mood, most important. Like now you are in the mood because of this Upanishadic class, by the grace of our Guru Parampara. थोड़ा थोड़ा मूड बन रहा है, इसको दिन भर मेंटेन करके इसको यूज करना. But like the school children, no, Ganti Bajte, they throw the kitab at the face of the Guru and they go and enjoy their grounds and play. We also do same thing. Class खत्म होइंदा, फेंक दिया किताब, अगर है तो हाथ में. First of all, I have a doubt regarding that only. पुस्तक है कि नहीं. So these are all the things to be corrected and rectified. Isn't it? Seriously, sincerely, and not new. We do all things, perhaps very seriously, sincerely, but as regards our worldly achievements are concerned, worldly goals are concerned, worldly obligations, duties are concerned, we are human. We are not without dimag, but we use this dimag there, इधर भी यूज है दिमाग. अब यहाँ इसको टालने के लिए यूज करते, उधर फंसने के लिए यूज करते, उसको उल्टा करना है, उसको टालते हुए इसके द्वारा आगे बढ़ने के लिए यूज करना. Right? Now, after seeing all of that, still one more crucial point remains that if at all we have created the mood, maintained the mood, and using that mood, while using that spiritual mood, what exactly we have to do? What exactly we have to do? Very precisely, we share and go ahead is we have to do the abhyas. That's it. Beautiful. As we are guided in Gita, abhyasena tu kaunteya, vairagyena cha gryhyate. As it is said in the Yoga Darshanam, abhyasa vairagyabhyam tad nirodha, then yoga chittavritti nirodha, tada drashtu swarupe avastha. अभ्यास वैराग्य के द्वारा वृत्तियों का निरोध करके स्वरूप में स्थित होना. Isn't it? So therefore, what's to be done, Swami? Abhyas of whatever spiritual evolutionary status we have to reach. उसका knowledge है हमको, उसका अभ्यास कर. Like if I am lacking values, then the abhyas of the values. If I am lacking the sattva guna, then abhyas of the sattva guna. If I am lacking and require the ekagrata, the abhyas of the ekagrata. Isn't it? If I am lacking the sukshmata, the abhyasa to obtain that sukshmata. These are the things we have to do. After that, the abhyasa of continuously putting ourselves in the self thought. S with capital letter. Capital S, self thought. And that's why that particular sentence or definition as given in Yoga Darshanam is unparalleled. Let the Vedantins requestfully take that definition from Patanjali and use it. What is that? What is abhyasa? Tatra sthitau yatnaha abhyasa. Tatra, in that particular state of mind, sthitau, to stay. Yatnaha, the effort is abhyasa. So वैल्यू स्थिति में यत्न करना वैल्यू का अभ्यास. एकाग्रता स्थिति में रहने के लिए यत्न करना एकाग्रता अभ्यास. सूक्ष्मता के स्थिति में रहने के लिए यत्न इज इक्वल सूक्ष्मता अभ्यास. देन हम ब्रह्मास्मि थॉट कंटिन्यूसली मेंटेन करने के लिए जो यत्न है दैट्स कॉल्ड अभ्यास. है ना? देन इज इट दैट इन 1 or 2 attempts only it is achieved? 1 or 2 days? No, no, no. He is very particular. In that explanation, the our Patanjali Yoga Darshanacharya is very, very clear. He says, Dirghakala Nairantarya Satkara Asevit. Dirghakala means for many, many lives. Nairantaryana. In every life, every day, regularly, continuously. Satkara. With following all the rules and regulations and respectfully. Asevitaha. When that sevitaha, sevana of that sadhana is done, then only right from the grossest first sadhana to the subtlest last sadhana, the drudha bhumi will happen. Firm establishment, firm rooting. Drudha bhumi means bhumi में दृढ़ हो जाना. दीर्घकाल नैरंतर्य सत्कार आसेवत दृढ़. For example, one thing we are achieving, our Upanishad class. Dirghakala, Nairantarya, Satkara, and Sevita. And that's why that Upanishads are there, in that the Rishis have explained their experience through these mantras of the self. The Swarupa Lakshana of the self is like this or like this. The Tatastha Lakshanas are like that. That self realization is the moksha. Now we are in the wrong self, identified with the upadhis. Anashnan, what is that? समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नः अनिशया शोचति. ये सारा जो most precious invaluable information and knowledge which we are getting is the blessing of this thing which we are doing every day, the Upanishad. दीर्घ काल नैरंतर्य सत्कार आश्रित करने के कारण कम से कम को ये सिद्धांत ज्ञान स्पष्ट हो रहा है. which is only a first step. And the same thing we have to do homework after the class. After that homework done, noting that thing to be done as sadhana, while going to the routine or whatever, the morning chorus, again sit for doing the deep contemplation, meditation sadhanas. उसका भी दीर्घकाल नैरंतर्य सत्कार आश्रित। आप पहला वाला करते हैं तो उतना ही लाभ होगा, बट ये इतना प्रॉब्लमेटिक, इतना इसमें कंडीशन है कि 1 week if you stop coming to Upanishad class, the whole thing is forgotten. Like we have stopped our evening yoga, what's yoga Vashtama Ramayanam for more than 1 month. Total thought is gone. है ना? Evening we used to do Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, all of them रोक दिया तो चला गया कि नहीं, ये प्रॉब्लम है. If we stick only to coming to class, followed by this, when we do the homework, then the knowledge will stay for more time in us. Then इसको practically करने से, then it will give us the result. All of that is abhyas. For that tatra sthitau yatna. And that is dirghakala nairantarya satkara asivat. And for that, we have to have viveka, and through that have vairagya for the world, and then keep Paramatma only as the goal. Then you must have the time qualitative to be given. Then that maintenance of the mood, creation of the mood, maintenance of it, then making use of that, all that. So all of this put together is called spiritual package. And as sincere we were in the worldly achievements, 100 times more sincere we have to be in this, because the subject which we are discussing or wanting to know is very sublime, very subtle. Think about it, isn't it? Every of these thoughts interconnected to each other. So create spiritual mood, maintain it, make use of it. इस पे हमारा दृष्टि रहनी. And what helps this achievement is the other things which I have said. The aspect of qualitative time, the aspect of only Paramatma as the goal, further the aspect of Viveka Vairagya, and then all of that is done, or sadhana done, Abhyasa. The Abhyasa's explanation we have seen. इस तरह इसी में रहते रहना है. Just like the children want to be in the mood of playing, watching TV, sleeping, a matured you and I should be wanting to be in the Adhyatmika mood. Andar se. Who will tell us from outside? How long anybody will say? Why will they say? Isn't it? ये सबसे और एक अहम बात है, भीतर से ये एनलाइटनमेंट होना. It is my life. I have to evolve spiritually. For that, I have to put all the efforts. Efforts are 1, 2, 3, 4, what we said so far. Okay? Remember, till I don't take responsibility of my own spiritual evolution consciously, continuously, I'm not spiritually matured at all. I'm a child only. And when we will be matured, I don't know. Bhagavan Jana. Right? Let us think cool, very important thoughts. Om, Om, Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम एरिमे गुरुवे पूर्वं बलवाक्य प्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः सच्चास्त्राः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्तिविश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगत्यर्थं अस्मिन् सनातनधर्म संस्थापने कङ्कणबद्धस्माकं स सर्वेषां निरन्तरदिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्यदिव्यक्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञयाग साधना सेवा तपस्या प्रार्थनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च तस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक-हैन्दव-संस्कृतेः सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं विश्वे मोक्षधर्मपुरुषार्थप्रतिष्ठाद्वारा विश्वसंरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा माता पितृदेश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। ओम अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। फ्रेंड्स 17, 18, 19 3 mantras। ओम एष देवो विश्वकर्मा महात्मा सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः हृदा मनीषा मनसाभिक्लुप्तः य एतद् विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ते यदा तमस्तन्न दिवानरात्रिः न सन्न चासन् शिव एव केवलः तदक्षरं तत् सवितुर्वरेण्यं प्रज्ञा च तस्मात् प्रसृता पुराणे नैनमूर्ध्वं न तिर्यं च न मध्ये परिजग्रभत न तस्य प्रतिमा अस्ति यस्य नाम महत् यशः। ॐ द्वासुपर्णा सयुजा सखायां समानं वृक्षं परिषस्व जाते तयोः अन्यः पिप्पलं स्वादु अत्ति अनश्नन् अन्यो अविचाकशीति समाने वृक्षे पुरुषो निमग्नः अनीशया शोचति मुह्यमानः जुष्टं यदा पश्यत्यन्यमीशम् अस्य महिमानमिति वीतशोकः। है ना? The writings by the Shruti Mata, the rishis are like the lab technician having tested the blood sputum or whatever samples, even X-rays. It is like giving to doctor having tested. Now Bhagavan Adi Shankara's Bhashya is like the second next job of the doctor, having seen that X-ray, exactly pinpointedly knowing which bone is dislocated along with the dimag. So he will say, or having seen those blood samples, then what are lacking or what are excess, all of that he clearly tells along with the prescribed medication and precautions. Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan also is giving to us the analytical explanation for what Shruti Mata is telling regarding the bandhana and moksha. That we have to be carefully studying, again and again studying, retaining that knowledge, then implementing. This is what is spirituality. Listening, understanding, retaining, using that knowledge, that we transform from a samsari to a sadhaka, through a sadhaka to a mukta purusha. So, second mantra we are seeing, that is the seventh one. What is the meaning of Purusha? Samane vrukshe nimagnaha muhyamanaha anishaya and shochati. Now the sadhana part also. Jushtam yada pashyati anyam isham asya mahimanam iti vita shoko bhavati. So the shoka is samsara, vita shoka is moksha. So in this shloka, the indication is from the samsara bandhana to the paramatma prapti moksha sthiti. Okay. So the second part we are seeing Justam yada pasyatyanyamesham asya mahimanamiti pita shokaha. So first thing is, why that person is so deeply, intensely involved in sadhana, I am not able to do. We should ask like that. Out of frustration, misery, or whatever the way. The answer is, he is having the guidance from his guru. He is receiving the guidance from the guru. He is using the guidance from the guru. That's why he is able to do. How come he has got a guru but I don't have? Because he has done for many lives Shuddha Dharma. Uska sanchita he got a guru. How many things here? Arrival of guru in our life, our accepting him as guru and surrendering to him. More than that, he accepting us as disciples. More than that, the transforming of the knowledge, transferring of the knowledge happening. So many aspects are. Each of them need our punya karma. शुद्ध धर्म करने से ही गुरु मिलते हैं. उतना ही मिलते हैं जितना हमने किया. बस आए, हमने मुस्कुराया, वो भी मुस्कुराए, चले गए. Why? Only that much punya. More punya done, then the more closeness, more proximity between the guru and shishya. Understanding also. The guru also feels, yeah, he surrenders, he listens to me. Isn't it? You can imagine an example of Puja Gurudev, and how many hundreds, thousands used to flock around him. He knows everyone and what depth they are in the devotion and surrender. Accordingly, only he used to deal. So many ammas used to be around him, laughing and all, doing every natanki as if they are sadhakas or surrendered to him. He knows in and out. He also will smile and leave. There are some people far off, very less they are in proximity physically. But that doesn't make any gap to him. He knows, oh, that person is. Then directly or indirectly, he will guide that person for sadhana. He knows. So that Shuddha Punya we have done, this type of relation happens between Guru and Shishya. Where he is telling us, Darshita Yoga Marga, Parama Karunikena Kenachit. है ना. केनचित् परमकारुणिकेन दर्शित योग मार्गः अहिंसा सत्य ब्रह्मचर्य सर्वत्याग समाहितः सन् समाधि संपन्नः. See that all of them will be told to us and ensure we know it now. Na? Shraddha, Punya Karma, only ek lakshya. May I have the Guru in my life to guide me. May I have maturity to receive that guidance. है ना. अब देखो, श्री दशरथ जी also had Vasishtha ji to guide for 60,000 years. They say from what calculation I don't know. At the time of death, Dasharatha was 60,000 years old. 60,000. Ravanasura was more than 2 lakhs because he is there from Kruta Yuga. Ravana. But he never had that type of inner inclination to learn Vedanta Brahma Vidya from Vasishtha. इतने साल साथ में रहकर. But Rama, within 15 years, 16 years, he had heard the entire tattva. Our understanding, I have to do all my Shuddha Dharma Karma, consciously with the Sankalpa that I must have a Paramakarunика Guru in my life. I have to surrender to him. He should teach me. I should receive those teachings. He should guide me in doing sadhana. I must do them. He should monitor me. It happens in every field, like in case of medical also. If we are not having that much of punya regarding medical issue, for smaller than small to bigger than big problem, we are even confused about which hospital is around. बहुत लोग हैं उनको कौन सा हॉस्पिटल है पता भी नहीं होता. They are in that city for 20 years, but they don't know. ऑर्थोपेडिक प्रॉब्लम है तो कौन सा डॉक्टर है, कार्डियो प्रॉब्लम है तो कौन सा डॉक्टर है. हर बार इनको ढूंढना ही पड़ता. Because they haven't done punya medically that much to have. Other people have. The family doctor himself inquires. तुम कैसे हो आजकल, आ जाओ मैं टेस्ट करके तुमको बताता हूँ कैसे हो. और घर आकर डॉक्टर साहब ले जाकर सारे चेक करा के ही विल टेल यू ऑल पैरामीटर्स गुड, एंजॉय मैंगोस, समर आ गया. और ही सेज you are these parameters are not well, take these things. See the punya of that. He says I am relaxed regarding my health because my doctor takes care of everything except medicine that I have to take, isn't it? So too for the legal issues. Some people have always don't get even a proper lawyer. और मिलते तो पैसे खाते रहते लेकिन वो केस बढ़ाते नहीं. But the others have such a very perfect lawyer with minimum money he sorts out the thing. Taking fully उसका पुण्य का वो फल है. Even having servants at home. Some people every day the problem for sir. हर 4 दिन में कोई चला जाता है. 10 दिन में. But the others have 20, 30, 40 years servant serving. हर एक चीज का शुद्ध धर्म का फल होता है. I'm just giving examples of the worldly nature. That's not our purpose. In the same way, Shuddha Dharma, there are all the Vyavaharik Samsarik Dharma थे वो. Shuddha Dharma मतलब निष्काम भाव से, with the prayer that I need a mentor in my life. I need a guru. And I should be egoless to surrender to him. And I should get guidance from him. And he should have that love to guide me. And then I must practice. अब जो जो कर रहे हो आगे बढ़ रहे. That is the meaning of केनचित् परमकारुणिकेन दर्शित योग मार्गः अहिंसा सत्य ब्रह्मचर्य सर्वत्याग समाहित सन then samadhi. Then samadhi sampanna. After this way we are fit ensured, then the Guru gives us the Tattvamasi mark. Yoga marga se we become qualified for the Vedanta, in which the Brahma Tattva is indicated by various means. Here he says, Justam means Sevitam, doing the sadhana. Take to preparatory sadhanas, which were told in the earlier portion. Now the main sadhana. In that main sadhana, Pashyati. Pashyati, how do you Pashyati the Lord? Dhyayamana. So, as we saw in our common sense thought today, He guides us in managing us in all aspects, and we follow those aspects. The result of all of that is we become qualified and successful in meditation. Because in the dhyana only where we close all our faculties and attend to the inner self, that we realize it. So, dhyayamana pashyati. अभी हमको ध्यान होता ही नहीं, बिकॉज गुरु की बात मानते ही नहीं है, क्योंकि गुरु है ही नहीं, क्योंकि हम ही गुरु है. या वी हैव नॉट डन सफिशिएंट शुद्ध धर्म. शुद्ध धर्म मीन्स पुण्य उपासना इत्यादि, नॉट फॉर लौकिक भोग बट फॉर दिस आध्यात्मिक मोक्ष विच इज अचीव्ड बाय द गाइडेंस ऑफ गुरु व्हेन वी प्रैक्टिस. गुरु के उपलब्धि के लिए सब बता. So he has shown the yoga marga in this, in which the upadhi qualifying wala sadhana are samadhi and all of that. Ahimsa satya. After that, he will teach us to meditate to realize the self. So the self is realized, that's called pashyati. And that is through dhyanam the dhyayamana. The Dhyayamana word is not added, not there in the Upanishad mantra. In the Upanishad, the mantra is Pashyati. But how Pashyati, we have to ask. The Guru says Dhyayamana. And whom he sees? Anyam. Anyam. Anyam means other than what earlier we were. What we were, that's the beauty of here. Yasmin kale pashyati dhyayamanaha anyam. Who is that anyam? Vruksha upadi lakshanad anyam. Vruksha upadi lakshanad vilakshanam. Vruksha upadhi lakshanad vilakshanam means there is a state of being in us which is not necessary for it to identify with the vruksha deha upadhi. वृक्ष रूपी उपाधि को पकड़ के रखने की जरूरत नहीं वाला स्थिति. The moment we hold on to the vriksha upadhi, vriksha is sharira here, we become jiva. What is the upadhi? Be attentive. By being in proximity with it, allowing its qualities to fall on our head is called upadhi. You know, like person at home, husband, as he is going to the office, so he is an officer. Think what is happening in him. Slowly, slowly, the wife upadhi is giving up for the time being. In him, accordingly, the husband is going away and he is feeling the freedom also. And as he is approaching the office, that the office and the chair upadhi, he is slowly taking up. The moment he reaches the office, immediately husband is totally forgotten. Now he is the officer there or clerk, jo bhi hai. And when he is with the upadhi of wife at home, and then as a husband he has become now, all those duties fall on him. है ना? और ऑफिस जाते हैं, he becomes the officer. Now all those lakshanas fall on him of the officer. That's why in the office when he is having the lakshanas of officer on his head, there are no lakshanas of husband there. So to when at home, when he is having the lakshanas of his husband, dare not he can be officer there. You'll have to be just listen to her. With all your spiritual knowledge and Guru Bhakti and all, when you go to the Patri Mata, you have to jhuko only. Adivara Shakti. Mother's Day yesterday we celebrated. That's why in the evening class, Bhagavan Shankara, they mar rahe in that, Prashnottara Maniratna Mala. Already 6 times, seven more times he will tell now. You understood? Vruksha Upadhi. है ना? ये उपाधि हमारा choice है. What we are doing now more practically, continuously we are with the Sharira. Therefore, all Shariras, natural Lakshanas, whether it is man or woman, young or old, then the other Lakshanas of health or disease, all of that are on me. Now I am a person with this body. That is called as Ruksha Upadhi Lakshana. Now, Vilakshana means what? ये देह उपाधि से तादात्म्य किए बिना भी रह सकते हैं. That he discovers in him through meditation. Means in simple words, he realizes that he need not be attached with deha and take all the deha lakshanas on his head and suffer. No need. With the deha I am dehi, with the wife I am husband, with the office I am the officer. So the husband lakshanas on the head, officer lakshanas on the head, deha's lakshanas on the head. Not necessary. That's the meaning of वृक्षोपाधि लक्षणात् विलक्षणम. Therefore, असंसारिणम. है ना? Asamsarinam. Like he has gone with his friends to a picnic party place. अकेला गया. He has not taken wife, took the leave from office. Therefore, asamsari. Neither the husband here nor the officer there. He is a samsari. That is the meaning of asamsarinam. Then more specifically, can you tell, sir? Ashanayadi asamsprishtam. It's a very high stage. That by dissociating from the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya koshas, all the lakshanas of them be attentive. While attending to them, knowing that they are not mine. Like when I am hungry, I feel that hunger in me and I eat it. But when I am a person who is serving food in a marriage or in a hotel, I am serving the food, but the hunger is not mine. उसका है, तो I am serving. है कि नहीं? In the same way, I am serving the hunger of this body, but it's not mine. That's called as ashayanayadi asamsprishtam. He is doing but not touched. Even out of prarabdha, the shoka will come to the mind. He says, yeah, mind has got shoka. I am not identifying with it. है There will be dard, but there will be no dukkha. The difference, please. He has got pain, but not a misery. Pain is to the body, but misery is in the mind when we identify with it. Like in Pujya Gurudev's case, when he has gone through all operations or pain was there actually, naturally to the body, but there's no suffering, there's no misery, there's no dukkha, because dissociation. Asamsprishtam means they all belong to the upadhi. I am only sakshi to them. I am using those upadhis, therefore I will just cater to them. Like a servant at your home. If you are hungry, gives food. Because you are hungry, he is your servant, he gives it. He doesn't bother. You are wanting medicine, he gives. Massage karo, wo karenge. He will do, but he will not identify with. 20 साल भी रहे, he will not be identified. Because he is getting salary, that's it. His identification will be at the home only with his family. So each of the, what do you see? Pashyati anyam वृक्षोपाधि लक्षणात् विलक्षणम असंसारिणम असनायादि असंस्पृष्टम. And that self is sarvantaram, who is there inside everybody, and he is called as parama atmanam, the supreme self, and he is the isham. What is the ishatva of the supreme self? Not that hukum karke ye karo wo karo bolenge, no, that's very lowest level. Isha is by his presence the work happens so much that it is not there, the work will not happen. कुछ बोलने की जरूरत नहीं. That's the ईशत्व. Like the petrol to the car, है ना? पेट्रोल धमकी देकर आगे गाड़ी को नहीं भगाता है, ऑर्डर नहीं देता, हुक्म नहीं देता, बस इतना ही कि if the petrol is present, the vehicle will move. When the petrol is over, vehicle cannot move. Even an inch also. कोई गप्पे बात करने की जरूरत नहीं है, आर्ग्यू करने की जरूरत नहीं, फाइटिंग की जरूरत नहीं. दैट इज द ईश्वरत्व, है ना? लाइक इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. इट इज नॉट हुकुम करके बल्ब फैन को घुमा रहा या ग्लोब, बट इट इज ईश्वर. इन एज मच दैट द बिजली है तो सब काम करेंगे, नहीं है तो ठप. सेम वे द ईश्वरत्व इज, बट in his presence things happen so much that if he is not there, they won't happen at all. That is his Ishwaratva. कार के बिना पेट्रोल रहेगा टंकी टैंक में, वहां पेट्रोल बंक, बट पेट्रोल बिना टैंक कैनॉट, द कार कैनॉट मूव. ईशम. Okay, and then what is the way of pashyati? What is the experience of pashyati? Ayam aham asmi iti. Ayam aham asmi iti atma. ये आत्मा मैं हूं. Ayam aham asmi iti atma, and this atma means sarvasya atma, and in the sarva is samaha, and that sarvasya atma, samaha atma is sarvabhutantarastha. This is very cute, Very important thought. Sarva Bhutantarastha means what? Right from the Brahma Deva up to a Pipilika ant or even Usne Chota microbe. Even in that also the same self is there. As regard the self, it is same. No quantitative, qualitative difference. है कि नहीं? Like a huge wave or small wave. Qualitatively, the water is same, isn't it? Huge आभरणम or a छोटा सा आभरणम, the ornament. The qualitatively the gold is same or not. In the same way, sarvabhutantarastam samam atmanam ayam ahamasmi. Ayam ahamasmiti atma sarvasya samaha sarvabhutantarastha. This I am, naitara. Not the other fellow earlier. Who is the other fellow? The earlier Valam? Avidya Janita Upadhi Parichinna. Out of not knowing the self, out of that no ignorance, the Upadhis are born or Kalpita. And identifying with it, I was feeling Parichinnata earlier. Conditioned, limited, miserable. And this Avidya Janita Upadhi Parichinna, the other self, which was I was going through earlier, is Maya Atma. It's not a real, pseudo it is. You, as long as you value it, it is there. If you realize the real self, it cannot be there. Maya Atma iti, in this way, is his experience. Pashyati kartiya hua. So, justam yada pashyati anyam isham. Now we have to explain the word asya mahimanam. Mahimanam. Vibhutim means mahimanam. Iti. Jagat rupam asya eva mahima. Having realized that self, he understands later on that the entire Jagat is the Mahima of that Paramatma Tattva only. So Jagat Rupam Asya Eva Mahima Parameshwarasya. Iti, in this way Yada Evam Pashyati. When he this way realizes, Tada Vita Shokaha Bhavati. Then he is freed from all the Shoka, no more samsara, is in the Mukta Sthiti now. इसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. कहते हैं कि हाँ, नारायण ध्यान से सुनना. Having realized that Pashyati the self, what was earlier so far seen, and now after realization also whatever the world he sees, all of that is Asya Parameshwarasya Mahima. Just pause here and try to understand. His Mahima means what? Vibhuti. Means he alone, with his own Maya Shakti, is appearing in so many forms, not became. Like in which text yesterday we saw, Paramatma is avikari, like Gita mein na, like the milk becoming curds, ऐसा भगवान और कुछ नहीं बनते हुए भी अपने माया शक्ति से इस तरह से दिख रहे. And how easy this is to understand. That's what example we gave. The man never changes, but still appears as husband, appears as the officer. देखो महिमा. That's the inner Mahima. That's the Maya Shakti. He has not changed. He is like that only. But appeared like cinema actors. You know, if he has taken up Samrat Ashoka's role, has he become or has he appearing? That's why appearances करके लिखते. Think about it. He could act. That is his Mahima. Therefore, he was given that role, he took it and he played it without becoming it. He has not become Samrat Ashok. Ashok Chakravarti nahi bane wo. Appeared. In another movie, he will be a beggar. Appeared. Both are his Mahima. That he could appear because he has that Mahima of the ability to act. So to Paramatma has his ability to act Mahima. Therefore, he is appearing as Brahma Vishnu Maheshwara, he is appearing as Indradi Varunadi Devata, he is appearing as Manusya Pakshu Pakshi Vanaspati. Not becoming. That's the meaning of Asya Mahima. He, without changing himself, appearing so many Maya forms because of his Mahima or Maya Shakti. When this is known, Pita Shoka Bhavata. This Pita Shoka is post-realization while doing Vyavahara. He knows everything is Paramatma's expression, which Paramatma who has never changed, and which Paramatma who is the self of all, and which Paramatma which is me. I am that. Therefore, I myself, which I know, not the Vrikshopadhyukta I. The real I means said, I myself am the whole world. That's the meaning of Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmanivanu Pashati. Sarva Bhuteshu Atmanam. That is the meaning. That's the final step. In Vedanta, final step is everything is me. Which me? The substratum. Therefore, there is no sense of otherness. Therefore, all Vyavahara is there, no samsara is there. When sense of otherness is not given reality, then it is a play. When it is not given reality, sense of otherness, when the sense of otherness is given reality, it is a samsara. It's not given, it's a play. And why will I not give reality? Because everything is me. Which me, the Sarvantara Atma, not this me. Therefore, at that level, he says, I alone am the man here. I alone am husband there. I alone am the officer there. I alone am the wife also. In that wife, who is there? The self only. That is what is Mahima, that he can appear as so many and play. In this Upadhi is husband. In that Upadhi it is wife. There in that Upadhi officer. तो सब मैं हूँ वो ना तुरंत पकड़ में नहीं आता because of our dissociating with the totality because of our excessive identity with only this Upadhi. असंभव ही लगता है असंभव लगता है It's everywhere, not only case of Atman, like your car. You are staying in that lane or gully from 20 years. You have the neighbors, 20 of them. Each one has have got their own three cars. But in last 20 years, how many times you traveled in their car? Not even once. Because your car alone is your car. वो हो गया फिर attachment. So to how many times you went and had food in their kitchen or watched TV in their hall or slept in their house? No. Because यही मेरा घर है. एग्जाम्पल्स दे रहा हूँ इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि जाके उसके घर में जाके खाना खाओ ही विल नॉट अलो लोग बाबा लोगों को अलो नहीं करते हमको कौन करेंगे एक दिन अलो करेंगे isn't it एग्जाम्पल्स भाई समझ में आए कि नहीं एग्जाम्पल्स बहुत सारे हैं वैसे अर्लियर हम क्या होता था है कि नहीं कहीं जाना था सडनली वर्क यू टेल द ब्रदर सेम हाइट दोनों का बड़े भाई दोनों भैया मैं वहां जा रहा हूँ थोड़ा अच्छा कपड़ा चाहिए मैं तुम्हारे पैंट पहन के जा रहा हूँ पहन के जाते थे डू यू रिमेम्बर नाउ हैव यू एवर सीन एनी ऑफ योर चिल्ड्रन ग्रैंडचिल्ड्रन एक दूसरे का कपड़ा पहनना नहीं बिकॉज मेरा है बस मेरा कपड़ा मेरा थाली मेरा स्कूटर मेरा घर मेरा कार नाउ वी आर this sharir. That's why we are not able to understand that I can be that self which is the self of all. It appears to be a surprise. I saw something like foreigners when they come to India. When we eat a hotel, the hotel wala says, "अच्छा बाहर से आए हो, so free, आपसे पैसे नहीं लेंगे." He is surprised. How come in India people give food free? अरे वे पहली बार दे रहे हैं, हर साल नहीं ये 3 दिन जाओ भगाएंगे वो. Anyway, but they are surprised. And when they see somebody sitting for meditation 2 hours, they are surprised. He is not getting up and running. He is not getting and walking. He is not sleeping. What is he doing? बैठ के? Like those who come regularly at home to the class. The people at home, what he does 1 hour in the class कि पिछले 5 साल से कोई फर्क ही नहीं है. That is what the gurus are trying to maintain him from getting further destroyed. क्या करते हैं? In the same way, for us there is a surprise that ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? कि I can be the self of all? That's what na. So Vita Shoko Bhavat. What's Vita Shoka? Sarvasmat Shoka Sagarat Vimuchyate. That means Krutakrutyo Bhavati Ityartha. Sarvasmat Shoka Sagarat Vimuchyate. From all the ocean of Shoka is free. Krutakrutya. That is what Krutakrutyata. That is what is to be done and achieved. Bhavati. So beautiful it is. Then Atava Jushtam Yada Pashyati Anyamesham Asyeva Pratyagatmana Vimanamiti Tada Vita Shoko Bhavati. Or he says, I am that self in whose Mahima all these Jiva Bhavas are going on, just like that, without any importance. This one line tomorrow will explain. Then Idanim Tadvidam Kritartham Darshit. Only the knower of the self are fulfilled, liberated, all others continue to be bound. That will be told. Only those who take food, their hunger is cleared. Others continue to be suffering hunger. Those who take meditation, medicine, they are healthy. Others, they continue suffering their disease. Like that. ये बहुत बहुत important topic है. Thereafter we'll see the very another important topic of Ishvara with his own Maya Upadhi. He is the one, the himself becoming the Nimitta Upadana Karana, appearing as the world, which we just saw in this month. अन अस्य महिमानम ईशम दो शब्द है ना, वो आगे हमको बताए. Beautiful these are all, very attentively sunte sunte. When the intellect comes into that groove of able to properly contemplate, then the clarity starts happening. You and I are invoking the grace of the entire rishis through the regular classes for achieving that. Once that happens, towards the clarity of understanding, then the conviction to reach the goal and the clarity again of sadhanas and start doing, then हम अब हाईवे में आ गए. अब करते रहो, पहुंच जाओ. Let it happen very soon. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane MAATRE Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanastu. Thank you. जस्ट ज्वाइन फॉर गीता थोड़ा सा करेंगे.